Hello, Kara and William. Let me get my video going. There we go. Cool. So, let me go ping. Grab this link. Shoink. Cool. Any of you guys get that live ping roll I made? I guess I can see rolls live ping. Looks like 2 people got it already. Dune and William, nice. Yada yada. Hang on, just doing some Discord stuff real quick. Oh, I already did that. That was live. I think this one will be dev only save. Okay. Okay, there we go. What are we doing? This is a good question, William. So, we were talking about it in Discord already, right? So some of you know. Oops, I just clicked that for some reason. I watched that video. Okay, Crux. For people who weren't on the first stream, I found this thing, Crux, which kind of looks like it's doing exactly what I want to do. And somebody already did like most of the work for me. Seems really promising. So there's like this whole talk that the creator, that's not the creator, this guy, Stuart, not Stuart Duncan, what's his name? Stuart something? Stuart Harris. Made, and just seems like really promising. So I don't obviously know for sure, so I was just gonna try it out. I figured I might as well stream trying it out and see where it goes. I already read a bunch about it, watched the video. Seems really neat, but you never really know until you actually try something, right? So I'm just gonna walk through some of their like getting started tutorials. It's quite an inconvenient time for stream because I'm watching a different stream. What's the other stream? Yeah, no pressure to be here. Be right back. Okay. William, do you just like watch streams all day long, every day? I'm curious how you're able to make time for all my streams. Okay. So I'm going to, just kind of work through some of this stuff. I'm gonna open up my editor. Not this, and maybe not this. I don't know yet. Set up. Yeah, I'm not. Should I try it? No, I'll try it in its own repo for now. I have this like learning repo that has like a bunch of stuff in it. When I'm just testing out new things, I'm gonna Crux test, and then I'm gonna open that up over in where in the world is learning? Crux test. Open that. There we go. And I can close that out and then drag this over here. Make it a little bigger. Close that. Okay, so they have have I heard of Voima? No, I've not heard of Voima. What's Voima? They've got some documentation. So this is what we're going to use, right? Okay. And can I make this a smidge bigger just so it shows the sidebar? Oh. Looks like I can show the sidebar smaller too. Okay. So I read through this. The basic idea is that you have like a core that's just written in pure Rust, and then just like very thin but entirely native layers of any platform around that, right? So these have some examples like Vue, React, Swift UI, Swift, iOS, TypeScript, Web, Android, Kotlin, Jetpack Compose, all this kind of stuff around that. And then I just really like the kind of the architecture they have set up around like how these things should interact. It's kind of aligns with the way I tend to think about things. Hey, Dune. It was you, right, that kind of sent me off on this side quest, right? Because that's what the stream is going to be all about, is testing out this whole Crux thing. So all right, so I watched the video. I kind of know all this stuff. It's a video game, watching a live stream of the dev working on. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, if it's a video game, I probably don't know it because I don't play video games. All right, motivation. What's weird is that these things won't load unless I like go back to them. Motivation. Already, this was kind of in that talk. Just a lot of the talking about like the pain points of a lot of different approaches that people have tried for like multi-platform development. All right, getting started though. Shared core and types. I can't do this until I do this. Okay, for some reason. Okay. It's under pretty heavy development. They're still not at 1.0, so it might be a bit of work to like keep up with, but we'll see if it's worth it. Okay. Yes, the consequences, Dune, of your actions are that you have to sit there and watch me try to waffle around in this Crux thing. You didn't know about Crux though, did you? Because you told me to try out that other thing, but I don't know if you already knew about Crux too or not. All right. These are the steps to set up the two crates forming the shared core. The core itself and the shared types crate, which does type generation. Oh yeah. Part of what they're doing right now is they're making like a new type generation system, which sounds really interesting. So I can't really use that yet, so I'll be using the old type generation system and then migrating later on if I stick with this. I'm hoping to automate some of these steps in future tooling. For now, the setup includes some copy and paste from one of the example projects. Okay, that's fine. I'm pretty used to that kind of thing. Use example projects. They have notes, counter. These two they showed in the thing, but they also in the talk I watched. But they also have bridge echo, cat facts, counter next. Oh, they already have a. Oh, it's so nice that they keep these up to date. 4 days ago, nice. Yesterday. Counter next. So they already have a release candidate for version 0.16. I wonder if that has. Ooh, I wonder if they have like docs for that. Probably not. You just recommended Facet for the coaching. Yeah. Okay. And then I realized that these people did some work with Facet, and then I realized that these people were like awesome. Okay. Let's go back to yeah. Let me make this a little bigger so we can see it. I'll make this a little okay. 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 Want me to do that? Rust toolchain. Rust toolchain.toml. And then create the core crate. The shared library. The first library to create is the one that will be shared across all platforms, containing the behavior of the app. Yeah. Call it. So this is like the Rust core. Call it whatever you like, but we haven't chosen the name shared here. You can create the shared Rust library like this. Okay, that's what they tend to call it. I'll do that. Stick to that. Cargo new shared. Let's do all this stuff for the rules of Rust toolchain I had, I guess. We'll be adding a bunch of other folders to the monorepo. So we're going to, so we're choosing to use cargo workspaces. Okay, edit the workspace cargo toml file at the monorepo root to add the new library to our workspace. It should look something like this. Okay, that looks great. I wonder if I should just try to Dune hates cargo. Good grief. Cargo is pretty amazing. I feel like cargo is rarely the thing that people hate about Rust. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And then okay, I'm just gonna pretend this is like resolve, right? So I'll add a cargo.toml to the root here. I'll basically copy that, I guess. Members shared, yes. Resolver 1. Business labs. Whatever. This is. I think it's under Kai.jh, right? Resolve. I think is where it is. Is that where it is? Yeah. Okay. I don't need this. I don't have a license yet. Keywords 1.80. No, just use the. Do you need these? These look old, don't they? These are not up to date. Cargo core, no Crux core. What is anyhow? Anyhow? I've never used this. Idiomatic error handling in most applications. Anyhow is good. Huh. Never used it. But I do feel like this is kind of behind. What was like the latest release on this, wasn't it? 0.15.0? 15. What's the latest? anyhow version 0.098, and then SERDI. What's the latest SERDI? Latest SERDI release is 1.0.219. Okay, just load it up. Cool, and then create type. The libraries manifest card.com. Okay. Create type. Lib is the default Rust library. Static libs. Feature called typegen. Okay. Take this. That's fine. That's fine. What do you mean you failed to load these? Failed to load workspaces? What? Oh. So I deleted that. I deleted that too. I actually deleted this too. Okay, now can I... It's working on it. Okay. Now we're good. Okay. Lovely. FFI bindings uses unified generic FFI bindings for iOS and Android. Okay. Generate the CLI tool. Since version 0.23, what version are we using? Might need to update some of these deps. Yeah. Unify. What is... What's the current version? 294. there's that. That's the only thing. The other things are all shared, right? Yeah. Okay. We also need to generate the binary that generates these binaries. There's always a possibility of getting a version mismatch between a separately installed binary and the creates a unified version. Remember by the theorem. Okay. Generating the binary is simple. We just add the following to our crate in a file called. Okay, so it's sure. Shared source bin unify bind gen dots. This is a build script, right? Isn't that what these are called? Unify bind gen main. That's pretty straightforward. Then you can build with cargo. Run -p shared. Did that work? Scaffolding and binding generate for us. Oh, cool. Or cargo build and then debug unify, and they get that. It's like they use clap. By bind gen, what are the commands? Generate, scaffolding, pipeline, help. Cool. Very nice. Will be used during the build in Xcode and in Android Studio. See the following pages. Cool. Interface definitions. Oops. We'll need an interface definition file for the FFI bindings. Unify has its own file format similar to web IDL. That is a .udl extension. You can create one here. Okay, shared source. Share.udl. What does that even mean? And then you do this. Oh, what is this file type? Okay. Also, a few additional parameters to tell Unify how to create bindings for Kotlin and Swift. They live in the file shared unify.toml. We say these following things. Interesting. I don't know why it's using these. A lot of this is that it wants to automate with tooling later on, which would be really cool. They live in this file. Okay. Feel free to adjust what? Omit argument labels. I like argument labels. What? Alright, we'll give that a shot for now. Finally, we need a build.rs file in the root of the crate to generate the bindings. The root of the crate. Build script. Build. That's interesting. Okay. Soon we'll have macros and or code gen to help with this, but for now we need some scaffolding. There's a lot of references to future promises, which is pretty annoying, but also kind of cool that they're really working on this. Soon we will have macros and our code gen to help with this, but for now we need some scaffolding in sort of slip. I want to write this all out because I want to kind of understand it. So you notice that we are re-exporting the request type and the capabilities. We want to use in our native shells as well as our public types in the shared loop. Okay, so pub mod app. And then use stud sync lazy lock. Pub use Crux store. No, Crux core. Oops. Bridge. Actually, I'll just import this as I need it. Configure not target family equals WASM. Unify include scaffolding shared. This is okay. Static core lazy lock bridge. Bridge counter. Counter, I'm assuming, is the thing we're gonna make. Lazy lock new. Pass it a closure. Where'd my closure go? Here we go. Okay. And then this is pretty ugly. Configure attribute target family equals WASM bind gen prelude WASM bind gen. Syntax error. What do you mean there's a syntax error? Oh, like right here. Must use. This is what happens when you're early on using a new library. Match core dot process event data. It's okay. Okay. The same thing, right? I'm assuming. Yeah. That's how we handle response. There's that, and then it's kind of the same thing for a view. Different things in here, nothing in here. That's kind of what I mean by that. View view. Okay. Alright, pubmod app is another thing. What is, I don't understand why this macro is not happy. Restart my language server. Failed to run build script. This guy? Probably because I misspelled this. Like, where'd this counter come from? Core comes from that. Counter. Failed to load this file. I don't know why. Okay, I'm not sure where this counter is supposed to come from. But I imagine that will clear up. Oh, probably from this. Wait, this request thing also isn't being used. Why is, oh, probably because reduce rex. Interesting. If I get rid of that, that would be bad. Okay. And then I'm also going to pub use app star. So that's probably where the counter comes from. Okay, but app we still need to make. Be right back. All right, see you, William. Basic app. This makes a lot more sense. Okay. Shared source app.rs. And the simple counter example, which also has tests, though we're not showing them here. So you like use Crux core. Actually, we'll input this stuff as we need, I guess. All right, so we're going to derive serialize. Wait, pub enum event. So event. No macro import ser deserialize. There you go. Serialize, deserialize, and also clone and debug. So event. Here's all the events that can happen: increment, decrement, and reset. Okay, this is like for a counter example. And then effect type gen. Interesting. Pub enum effect. So these are all the effects that can happen. Just rendering, I guess. Render operation, which also comes from Crux. And then we have derive default struct model. So here's like our model. All it has is a count, which makes sense. And then serialize, deserialize. I don't want all this. I don't want all that. Just that. Pub struct view model. What's the difference between the view model and the model? I don't understand that. Pub count string. Oh, this is what's actually being displayed. Okay, that makes sense actually. And then okay, here's our actual thing. Pub struct counter. So here's our like actual app. And that's not happy, but we'll hopefully make it happy. Now we import app for counter. App comes from Crux core app. Implement missing members. Alright, so event is just our event we made. Model is our model. View model is our view model. Capabilities will be deprecated, so use unit type for now. Oh, so capabilities isn't going to be a thing anymore, I guess. That's interesting. Type effect equals effect. Update. Okay, so we have all of that already. Capabilities. This we're not using. Will be deprecated. Deprecated. Oops. So this thing is obviously like kind of early and a little bit rough, but they say it's stable, and they say that there's some big apps being made with it. So I wonder what they are. There's not like a showcase. And I guess we just match on the event that comes in. And so it's just like a reducer event, right? If it's an increment, then we're just gonna do this model.count plus equals 1. What is wrong with this? Score effect event. It says to do this. Oh. What is this render thing? Render. Oh, render. That's more like it. Okay. So you can mutate those here. Model.count minus equals 1, and then here model.count equals 0. That's kind of awesome. And then yeah, fun view. Oh, so it's a model. Wait, what am I missing here? Okay. View model. So we create a view model with a count. Oh, because this takes a model and creates a view model, which is actually really cool. Count is format. Count is boom. Model.count. That's very nice. I'm not sure why. Default is not satisfied. I guess we need to implement default. So it needs a default. This is probably like what would get created. Okay, how's that? Note the effect macro. The effect macro, where is that being used? That was here for the effect. Can be used to annotate an enum to represent our effects. The enum has a variant for each effect which carries the operation type. The real effect type generated by the macro is a little more complicated. Some plumbing to support the foreign function interface into Swift, Kotlin, and other languages. Read more about the effect system in the managed effects chapter of the guide. Cool. William is back. Anything new? I like set up this app, which is a basic counter. So there's like these events that can happen. This is the model, this is the view model. You have like this view thing that turns a model into a view model, which is kind of cool. And then here's an update, which just takes in an event, and then it takes a mutable model. So you just like switch on the, or match on the event, and then just change the model accordingly. It's basically like, if you've done Redux, it's like Redux. Or the composable architecture, or any of those things. It's all basically the same thing. It's like the Elm architecture, I think. Good news, I finished my matcha latte, and there will be no more ice noises for the remainder of this stream. Capabilities. Capabilities associated type in the code above is an artifact of a migration of the effect API from previous versions of Crux. You can use the unit type and everything will work fine, but we eventually remove this type in the last argument of the update function. Cool. If you've got an existing app or you're simply curious about what this looked like before, you can read about it at the end of the Managed Effects chapter of the guide. Okay. Hold on, let me give you some text here. Okay, be right back. 1 second, I gotta take something to my mom real quick. Black screen of death is gone, William. Okay. Okay. We were here. Explains that. Make sure everything builds okay. Let's try it. Cargo build. It worked. Why are there still errors in here? Restarting the LSP. Okay, now this is a ghost error. Everything is working. Except that should. Oh, derive default. That's why. So I don't need this. Oh, very nice. Okay. Try that again. Lovely. All right. Create the shared types crate. This crate serves as the container for type generation for the foreign languages. Work is being done to remove the need for this crate, but for now, it is needed in order to derive the generation of the types that cross the FFI boundary. Oh, cool. So in the future, I won't even need this. Copy over the shared types folder from the simple counterexample. Okay, that's kind of funny. Copy over this. Go copy what? Okay, I'll just do it a bit. So I need to make a shared types And I need to add a cargo.toml, which looks like this, I suppose. Shared types drink. And I don't have Rust version or keywords or license. There's no dependencies, but there's some of these. And that's all well and good. And then I need to do what exactly? What else was there? So get ignore. Generated. Get ignore is a generated one. And then there's a build RS which does this, like that. And then I guess there's a source which has a lib that literally just says that. Okay. So I can see why there wouldn't be a need for this in the future, but I'll have to add this to my add the shared types so that we have workspace members. Here, workspace members, shared, and shared types. Fun stuff. Shrink. Cargo build. It's because this is building. Okay, that actually worked. So now this is happy. Oh, cool. What is this doing? Crux 4 type to anyhow. So it's using this anyhow thing. I don't know what anyhow is. I don't know. Type gen new. It's doing Swift, Java, and TypeScript. Why Java? I went Kotlin. Type gen dot Kotlin. Hey, why isn't Kotlin here? Okay. Build RS file should not look like this. Oh wait. Edit the build RS file and make sure that your app type is registered. In our example, the app type is counter, so make sure you include this statement in your build RS. Register app counter. This is theirs called Gen, like Jennifer. Okay. Theirs looks like this, I guess. Okay, it's pretty similar. If you're using the latest version of Crux HTTP, Crux KV, or Crux Time capabilities, you will need to add a build dependency to the cat facts. Okay, I'm not using any of these capabilities yet, but I will need to add them as build dependencies to that. Interesting. Tip: due to current limitations with Reflection Library, you may need to manually register nested enum types in your build RS file. See this. Okay. You don't have to do this for the latest versions of Crux. Yeah. You need to add a build dependency to the capability. Yeah. If you do end up needing to register a type manually, you should get a help letter to tell you to do this. Okay. Let's hope that never happens. Building your app. Make sure everything builds. Things are looking pretty good. It built. Make sure everything builds and foreign types get generated into the generated folder. Ooh, Java. Crux. What is this, Java? Yes, install the Java extension. Whoa. This is incredible. Okay, so there's like some Java types that got generated. Swift. It generated like a whole Swift package for me. This is so cool. Serde. Shared types, requests, shared types. Yeah, like made it hashable. Serde. It's confused about Serde. It doesn't know that this is Serde. Just all these types for me. Wow. You use Serde? Well, it uses Serde under the hood. Although I think that's one of the things I'm moving away from is using Serde. And then TypeScript. It even makes me like a PNPM file. PNPM log.yaml. What does this world come to? Whoa. This is pretty fantastic, I must say. Pretty cool. I feel pretty fancy. Shared types. Look at all this. Look at all this. This is like magical. This be like JavaScript. What is this uint32? Oh, it's an alias. That's funny. Facebook. That's pretty cool. Do you know how does that facet module that they had work? I don't think they're either the new thing they're doing is using facet or nothing they're doing is actually using facet. But they did something else with facet. It might have been before they made all this because I know this is what they're like actively working on. So I guess I don't really know what the whole facet thing is. That is pretty awesome. So when you build, then you get all your share types and they go on this generated file. Fun stuff. Okay, if you have a capability struct, i.e. you are not using the new hash effect macro. Okay, so we don't have this. You should not be ready to set up iOS, Android, or web-specific builds. What should we try? Let's try iOS, because that's what we're going to do, right? iOS. So iOS, when we use Crux to build iOS app, the core API bindings are generating Swift with C headers using Mozilla's Unify. The shared core that contains our app's behavior is compiled to a static library and linked into the iOS binary. To do this, we use cargo Xcode to generate an Xcode project for the shared core, which we can include as a sub-project in our iOS app. The shared types are generated by Crux as a Swift package, which we can add to our iOS project as a dependency. Swift code to serialize and deserialize these types across the boundary is also generated by Crux as Swift packages. That's so cool. So cool. I'm such a fan. Okay, and then they're using Xcode gen, right, to generate Xcode projects, which is interesting. Cargo Xcode gets you to here. What's the sub-project? Project reference? What? Oh, yeah. This section has 2 guides for building iOS apps with Crux, using Xcode gen or doing it manually. I'm cool with Xcode gen. I thought about using that in the past. Try this. Question. Okay. Xcode gen. This is Xcode gen. Basically, Xcode is miserable to use, and so also LSP breaks. So this is like a tool that like you make like a YAML file, and then you just write like a Swift package, and then it like turns it into an Xcode project, sort of. Generates your Xcode project using your folder projects. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Last commit was 5 days ago. Whew, this is like old software. I'm cool with that. Let's use this. They do support facet. It seems to be a feature. Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know where that comes in. Well, you know, it probably isn't abandoned. Exactly. I check that all the time. Whenever I'm about to use something, I'm always like, okay, was the last commit within the last 2 weeks? Otherwise, it's abandoned. All right. So these are the steps to set up Xcode to build and run a simple iOS app that calls into a shared core. We think that using Xcode Gen may be the simplest way to create an Xcode project to build and run a simple iOS app. Rather do it manually. Yeah, you do that. No. This walkthrough assumes you have already added the shared and shared types library to repos as described. Yes. Compile our Rust shared library. When we build our iOS app, we also want to build the Rust core as a static library so that it can be linked into the binary that we're going to ship. We will use cargo Xcode to generate an Xcode project for our shared library, which we can add as a sub-project in Xcode. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a sub-project in Xcode. Xcode is like a whole world. A whole world. A world of suffering and pain and grief and tears and torture. Swift is a nice language, but when you bring it into Xcode, then it just rapidly goes downhill. Compile our Rust shared library. When we build our iOS app, we want to build the Rust core as a static library. I already read that. I just read that. We will use cargo Xcode to generate an Xcode project for our shared library, which we can add as a subproject. What's cargo Xcode? Why have I never heard of this? Rust libraries as Xcode projects. Generates Xcode project files from cargo.com, allowing use of Rust libraries on Mac and iOS applications without leaving Xcode. Huh. Fascinating. All right, see ya, Dune. Wow. Rust. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward. What does this have? Like a repo? 20. Oh, it's on GitLab. No wonder it only has 20 stars. Okay. Recent changes to cargo Xcode mean that we need to use version less than 1.7 for now. Ooh. If you don't have this already, you can install it one of two ways: globally or locally. Let's do it. Cargo install -- force cargo Xcode -- version 1.7.0. Not install, but install. So now if I say cargo Xcode, cargo Xcode. Okay, well it looks like I have it at least. Let's generate the subproject. Cargo Xcode. Like this? Okay. Shared. Why did it stick it in here? Very nice. Okay. Xcode for each crate in the workspace, but we're only interested in the one. Oh, created one in here too. No, it didn't. You liar. Alright. But we're only interested in the one it creates in the shared directory. Don't open this generated project yet. It'll be included when we generate the Xcode project. Okay. Generate the Xcode project for our iOS app. Version shenanigans, exactly. We'll use Xcode Gen to generate an Xcode project for our iOS app. That's great. If you don't have it already, I don't have it already, but I'll install it. Brew install Xcode Gen. Hello? Unknown or unsupported Mac OS version. You're kidding. Oh no. Can I install anything? Okay, so it's a homebrew issue. I'm sure, surely homebrew has fixed this. Surely. Oh, okay. Which brew? Homebrew, opt, homebrew. Oh yeah. Brew upgrade. How do you brew homebrew on macOS 26. All brews operations are broken on macOS 26. Solved. That's what I'm talking about. Does this look like my error here? Yes, it does look exactly like my error. Output of brew doctor. Brew doctor. Yeah, that's the same error. Okay. Brew's not working on macOS 26. Yep, this is me. This is me. It starts working after installing the newest version. Oh. Brew update. It's pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Wait, what's this error? Okay, now brew. Haha, it works. That's so nice. Okay, thank you, good sir. Thumbs up. Upvote. You the bomb. Where were we? Brew install Xcode Gen. I got it. Before we generate the Xcode, maybe I should read up on Xcode Gen for a second here. Okay, it's command line tool written in Swift that generate. Oh, it's written in Swift. That's really cool, actually. Very nice. Okay, generate your Xcode project using your folder structure and a project spec. Project spec is a YAML or JSON file that defines your targets, configurations, schemes, custom build settings, and many other options. All your source directories are automatically parsed and referenced appropriately while you're preserving your folder structure. Sensible defaults are used in many places, so only need to customize what is needed. Very complex projects can also be defined using more advanced features. Generate projects into on-demand and remove your .xcode project from Git, which means no more merge conflicts. Oh, good. Groups and files in Xcode are always synced to your directories on disk. Ooh, easy configuration of projects, which is human readable and Git friendly. Ah, easily copy and paste files and directories without having to edit anything in Xcode. Ah, share build settings across multiple targets with build setting groups. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. Automatically generate schemes for different environments like the test and production. I don't know what that even means. Easily create new projects with complicated setups on demand without messing around in Xcode. This is like, ugh. Generate from anywhere, including on CI. Oh, yes. Distribute your spec amongst multiple files for easy sharing and overriding. Easily create multi-platform frameworks. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that's like what I'm using right now. Integrate Carthage. What's Carthage? What's Carthage? Include base my project. Com.my on the prefix. No yams. What's a yam? Yam? Yam. Yams? Yams. Target my app application. So this is basically all the stuff you'd have to set up in Xcode anyway, but you stick it all in this YAML file. Not a big YAML fan, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, a project would be created with two connected. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so I will. Super white space dependent. Oh, is it? Oh no, I hate YAML. Aren't there like weird things like having to do with like the country of Norway? Cool. Well, this is awesome. I think it's cool. If I like it, I'll star it, but not yet. You gotta be frugal with your stars. Where were we? We were over here. Nope, we were over here. Nope, we were over here. Nope, over here. Nope, here. Nope, here. Aha. We need to create some directories and a project.yaml file. Okay. I'm going to. Okay. Wait, over here. So we're gonna. It's shared, and then we'll have iOS simple counter. And then I'm going to add project dot. Oh wait, no. In here, we're going to create project.yaml. Project.yaml describes the Xcode project we want to generate. Here's one for the simple counter example. You may want to adapt this for your own project. That's fine. Copy this. I just want to make sure I understand what exactly it is that's happening here. Like, what in the world is this all about? Whoa. So this like yoinks. Wow. This like yoinks everything out of that generated types and like bundles it up. Very nice. Deployment target 15.0. Is that some kind of crude joke? 26.0. Okay, otherwise it's looking pretty good. Not bad, not too shabby at all, really. All right. Then we can generate the Xcode project. Xcode gen. Project. Oh. It's not YAML, it's YAML. Generatingplists, generating project, right, project. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's create an iOS simple counter. Wait, simple counter dot Xcode. It didn't. Oh yeah. Wait, no. Huh? I think I did something wrong. This is to just the iOS simple counter. iOS simple counter should be like that. Okay, wait, hang on. Hold on a minute. I think I did something wrong. I think what they meant to say maybe was like to put this in here. And then cd simple. And then like Xcode gen. Nope. Definitely not. Definitely not. So this must be what they meant. cd.xcode gen. Joink. I mean, something happened. I got like an info.plist. Why is the info.plist over here, but like everything else is over here? What? I don't know. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. It didn't create this, which we can open in Xcode. Simple counter Xcode proj. Yeah, we have that. We do have that. It should build okay, but we need to add some code. Okay, let's open it up in Xcode. Xcode beta, which crashes. Please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash. Micaiah? Learning. What is this? What is this? What did I call this? Crux test. Crux test. iOS. Simple counter. Xcode proj. Please don't crash. 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 Whoa. It linked all this. It linked it all together in like one magical miracle. It pulled in my shared types. It pulled in my shared. It just did everything for me. It's a miracle. Wow. Wow. It's got all my types. All my shared types. It's a Christmas miracle. You and I witnessed it, William. Okay, I'm gonna quit that beast before it crashes my computer. That is so cool. I'm such a fan. Such a fan. Where is this Xcode gen thing? That's a star for you. I already started Crux. This whole thing is just fantastic. Best experience I've had in a long time. Okay. Create some UI and run in the simulator or on an iPhone. There's a slightly more advanced example of an iOS app in the Crux repository. Okay, well that's okay. I just want a really simple. We will use the simple counter example, which has the share and share types libraries that will work with the following example code. Okay, simple counter example. A simple app that increments, decrements, and resets a counter. Wrap the core to support capabilities. First, let's add some boilerplate code to wrap our core and handle the capabilities that we are using. For this example, we only need to support the render capability, which triggers a render of the UI. That's good to know. This code that wraps the core only needs to be written once. It only grows when we need to support additional capabilities. This is fantastic. This is so good. Edit. iOS. Simple counter. Core.swift. Core.swift. I don't know. Code sends our UI generated events to the core and handles any effect that the core asks for. In this simple example, we aren't calling any HTTP APIs or handling any side effects other than rendering the UI, so we just handle this render. Okay, import foundation, import shared types. It doesn't know about shared types. Wait, so if I open up Xcode now, oh, it's only Xcode previews that break everything. So as long as I stay out of there. So look, like where do I have to like? Do I need to like? Do I need to like? Okay, wait. Do I need to like do that again? Like where's this core.swift going? Oh, here it is. Now it's there. Core.swift. Is this a real thing? Jump to definition. Isn't exactly working. But now there's anything else, so I mean it's pretty promising. My question is like, could I write this in here? And then I guess this will be figured out at some point. Okay. All right, and then running on UI generated events. We weren't calling it. Okay. I'm gonna say main actor. This runs on the main actor class core observable object. Isn't this like not new Swift? Published var view is a view model. Init self.view equals try bang dot bin. What is this bin code? Deserialize. Input is view int 8 simple counter dot view. Very nice. And then func date event let effects equal uint8 process event data try event.bin code serialize let requests is request let's try bang.bin code deserialize bin code deserialize input effects for request in requests process effect request. And then I have another function here. Func process effect request. I don't really know what any of this is doing. Switch on the request.effect. And then case.render view equals try bang dot bin code deserialize input uint8 simple counter dot view. Very nice. Can I Xcode in that again? That switch statement above is where you would handle any other effects that record. So like render does that. Okay. Very interesting. So this thing will just grow a little bit as you add more effects. For example, if your core needs to make an HTTP request, you would handle that here. To see an example of this, take a look at. That's actually super duper cool. So like whatever your capabilities are, or I guess your effects, right? Whatever your effects are that your core can do, you just need to implement those for each shell, right? Because the core is like pure, and so these like you make test mocks for these kinds of things, I guess. But then your shell, so like for my SwiftUI shell, needs to know how to render, it needs to know how to make the HTTP request. That's something that happens from Swift, which is super cool. I keep saying that, but I'm such a fan of this. Take a look at the kind of edit this to look like the following. Simple counter. Content view. Okay, content view dot Swift. Coolest thing ever. Yada. What is an action button? Oh, it's this. Okay, just a button. It's just a button. What is this preview thing? How old is this? There's like macros for this now. Okay, Xcode gen. Oh, and create simple counter at.swift. Import Swift UI main struct simple counter at. It's an at. Var body is some scene. What is a scene? Oh yeah, window group. Content view. Core is core. I think that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Yada. Run Xcode gen again to update the Xcode project. I did. And then you might need to select the simple counter scheme. Okay, Xcode beta. Let's try it. Let us try it. The preview will surely crash, but we can try just building it. Simple counter. Okay, only the previews make it crash. I think if I just build it, build iOS simulator, like what's a good 16 Pro. You know, that's kind of how I roll here. Let's try building this whole thing. Build. I clicked build. Yeah, it's indexing first, I guess. Maybe it's part of the build step. I'm not sure what's really going on here. Previews are like where you can kind of see your view while you're working on it. It has like HMR and stuff. 1,000 years later. Yeah, you get okay. Ready? Okay. Now can I build it? Self-explanatory, yeah. Why was my little command R not working? But I have to click this little button. Never make me click a button. Never again. It's building. 16 out of 17. It's actually, it looks like it might be working. There's no errors yet, which is a shocker. Content view over here. Actually, oh, that's preview. Don't look over there. Don't look over there. It might crash. It seems to be stuck on 16 out of 17. Oh, build succeeded. Did you see that? Did you see that? Okay, the build succeeded. Is it like opening? Hello? Yeah, if you can't see it, it can't see you. Exactly. Why is this like not working? Build. It already built. But it's like not like. Huh? iPhone 16 Pro. Simulators. Go back to simulators. Okay, simulator. Here's the iPhone 16 Pro. Is this what we want? Why do I have two? Got like two simulators. Okay, this is booting up, booting up. Here we go. Did it like build onto here? It didn't like build onto here. How do I make it build onto here? Usually this just happens automatically. Build. Build succeeded. Shared. Oh. Oh, I'm building the wrong thing. Uh-oh. Now it's building. Oh, okay. I had the wrong target selected up here. So it might actually not actually have worked, but we'll see. Building, it's building, it's building, it's building, it's building. It's going, it's going, it's working, it's working, it's working. Epilepsy. Oh, sorry, am I like scrolling too fast? Shoink, shoink. Another 10,000 years, perhaps. Please work. Uh-oh. 11 errors. Cargo build failed. That's not what I expected. What do you mean cargo build failed? These are cargo errors. That's interesting. So my cargo build. Oh, gotcha. About the epilepsy. Okay. Cargo build is working for me in here. I'm getting cargo build errors. But what is the cargo build error? Just cargo build failed? How do I? Oh. Maybe it has to do with this. This build requires rust up toolchain. Why? For x86-64? Wow. Okay, I have this like toolchain thing here. And I don't have that in here. So what if I just add that as one of the targets? x86-64. But I don't understand why it would need x. This is like Intel Mac OS. Yeah, I don't know what that's gonna do for me. No. Do not change those settings. But quit Xcode real quick. Cargo build. Rust up toolchain list. What do I have? Just stable. Install. Help. Install. Okay. Install our x86-64 Apple Darwin. I guess that's not a tool chain. Stable. I know it can't run on this system. Oh, rust up target x86-64. I already have it. Okay. Open this. Okay, can we try running this again? That is like 59 things it needs to do. Wait for it. Wait for it. Uh-oh, we got one warning. We got one warning. I can deal with warnings. Oh. I fixed it. It's working. Nobody breathe. Oh my word. Guys, look at that. It's totally working. All right, so here's my big question. Oh yeah, of course it works. Oh man, this is so good. This is so good. Uh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Close that. Okay. That is so cool. I've never been so enamored with, actually maybe not never. I haven't been this enamored with somebody else's tools in a long time. So I guess like the same thing works for Android. Um, some like similar thing goes on. I just don't know anything about this whole flow. Why is it generated in Java if I want to write it in Kotlin? What is ensure? It says Kotlin. Maybe just because Kotlin and Java interop somehow. Well, I know they do. So it's probably something there because I do want to write it in create an Android app. Shared library. Interesting. This is Kotlin. That's so cool. Pretty cool. Okay, so that works, and then you can do the same thing for web. Like here's Next.js, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But apparently it works, which is pretty neat. Because eventually we maybe will have a web version. All right, so there's just a few other. Tell me guide, hello world, like tell me what to do next. Can you please just load these? Okay. As first step, we'll build a simple application starting with the classic hello world, adding some state, and finally a remote API call. Oh, sweet. Wait, what? Oh. Oh. Interesting. So is this like the same app? Okay. See, William. Wait, so this has many operators. Well, yeah, it's really similar. And then they just go on to they had a lot of tests, which is really cool. Remote API, and then they have, this is what I want to see, like remote API. So they have their own API here, I guess. Using Chrono. View model. When did mock count value of that? Okay. So here, yeah, what is it gonna do? Let's respect. We'll use Crux HTTP. The built-in, as well as a built-in HTTP client, which is really nice. We don't have to make our own. Since this is the first capability we're using, some things will be immediately clear. But we should get there by the end of this chapter. HTTP response will be sent back to the update function as an event. That's what the event set is for. The event type looks as follows. Get incremented set. Okay. One that's currently technical limitation. Okay. There's no reason this should ever be sent by the shell across F5 binary. Yep. Let's get rid of those to-dos. We'll need to add a variant to the effect enum, which holds data for. Okay, this is super cool. And then okay. That's really, really cool. Did I mention I like this library? Elm architecture. Okay, more philosophy stuff. I think I read through most of this kind of stuff. Managed effects. Okay, so the rest is deprecated. Submit capabilities. Okay. That's a lot of good stuff to read up on. What's Android Minify? Huh. All right, I'm sold. As of right now, Resolve is going to be built with Crux. Pretty exciting. So I need to do this work again, but with Resolve in mind, basically. Which should be pretty fun. So yeah, there's some things I'm not. Yeah, what about like navigation and stuff? Like, what if you want state-driven navigation? I wonder if that's possible. Probably is. Yeah, we'll have a lot of answers to answer. Questions to answer, not answers to answer. Answers to find, questions to answer. About all that. So I'm I guess, yeah, go through this again for resolve. So I'm going to, what am I going to do here? Resolve. Then I'll go do, no, wait. Hold on. Open up Micaiah, active projects, resolve. Okay. Okay, several things you're gonna have to change here. I'll say finished. Lobster was the last thing I did, right? Okay, git push master. It's all on GitHub in case I mess anything up here. So now here's what I want to do. So API can stay. I guess this whole thing, yeah, this will be fun. This will be really fun. Okay, getting started. Shared core and types. Install the tools. So just gonna go through the same process as before. So we need this like Rust toolchain.toml, which ends up looking like this. And we also, I needed to add x8664, right? Apple Darwin. Oh, this is what lets you run it on an Apple simulator. Oh, cool. Okay. Create the core, create. So cargo new shared. Here's shared. It's got some fun stuff. And then we go in here and we add a cargo.toml. So then we'll have all of this. The whole thing will become a workspace. For now, the API can be independent, but eventually it'll want to use the shared types. Shared Rust version. What version of Rust do I want to use? This is Innocence Labs. 2021 edition is fine. For now, that is the location of our thing. There's not a license yet. Keywords. I don't need keywords. Okay. Rust version. What's the current Rust version? Is it 85? Rust. It's 85, right? Or is it 80? Rust. Oh, it's 88? What? That's not stable, is it? Releases. I thought it was 80. Oh, good grief. It's 1.88. News to me. Where's I'm way behind. Cleansing rest 1.88. Look at that. Oh, I am on 188. Well, you never know. Hey, some person, what's currently going on? Wait, I don't know if you were on this morning, but this whole Crux thing, I'm switching to using this because I just made a sample app with it and did some reading about it, and it's really, really good. I'm a huge fan. So we're doing some of this. Where was I? Okay, and then so I guess I'll do that. 188. It's cool. The cross-platform app thing, yes. You know about it? Hey Kara. Okay, this is all fine. Oh, except for these I needed to update, right? So what was the newest Crux version? Was 0.15. You watched a little bit earlier? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's really compelling. What was it? And then Crux anyhow. What was the anyhow? Rust anyhow's current version is 9.8. And then Surdy, I think, was up to 19 here. Okay. Groovy. And then we have all these. So you end up with, in shared, cargo toml, you end up with this. Get rid of that, shared. This is all good. I got rid of the license, I think, and the keywords. This is good. Yeah, unify. I think I changed the right. I think I changed the version of this to 29.4. And then WASM bind gen. What's this? High level. 2.100. Sure enough, that is up to date. Okay. That looks good then. Otherwise. Generating the CLI tool. Okay, go to shared source, then unify by genrs and name. Something like that. There's no E there. Cool. And then I can cargo build. Dang, still at it. This is the second stream, Lane, if you're wondering. Okay, that actually built. So then I should have like a target debug this guy. Sure enough. Okay. Views. Okay, so it gets used in there, so I don't actually have to use it myself. Interface definitions. Oh yeah, and then you make this one UDL thing. Shared source shared.udl. And it just is this thing, which I never have to touch. Cool. And then shared unify.toml looks like this. And I didn't change any of these, so should be good. Build RS in our root. Yep. Which is fine. And then what else do I need here? Scaffolding. Okay. You happy with this now? Great. So now over in lib, I need to scaffold all of this out, which is, I can just copy because I wrote all that before. I'm gonna have these all be together. That's good. We haven't done that. We haven't done that. So these have errors, but they won't in a second. I'm gonna get rid of that to do because that's not my to do. And then the app, right? There's app.rs. So I'm gonna make an app called Resolve, I guess. We can copy all this. Well, yeah, okay, I'll just copy this. So actually all happy, surprisingly. Should make this happy too, somewhat. Yeah, now it's happy. Okay, and then accept that I want to rename my app to be Resolve. So now it's called Resolve. Kara, what are you talking about? Yeah, okay, I read through this earlier. Make sure everything builds. Everything builds, cool. Create the shared types, create, okay. You won't need this soon, but for now I still have to make it. Shared types. Just copy over these, right? So, git ignore. Oops. Oops. Shared gender. Okay, ignore and then build.rs. That's not going to work until I have this. Cargo.toml, which I'll probably have to tweak a little bit. We don't have a license or keywords. Otherwise, this is okay. And then I need a source lib.rs, which I think just says like cbuild.rs. Right? Yeah. Doesn't really matter what it says, I guess. Here's my hot take of the day. For most things, Python is fast enough. That's probably true, Lane. If I ever get into Python, it'll be because I'm getting into Mojo. Okay. So there's that. Did that, and then we need to add it over in here. So we have shared types. If we build that, will it work? Oh, my thing is, we have some problems. Oh, it's not called counter, it's called resolve. That's why. Now if I build, believe it or not, it'll actually work. Okay. Edit the build. Yeah. Should look like that. It does. Yeah, I don't need to do that. Okay. Building your app. I built it already. So I built it, and then that generates my types for me over in here. So now I get like Swift shared types. All these lovely things down here. I don't know what all this Facebook stuff is, but as long as it's get ignored, I don't care. So there's all my generated types. Cargo build, yada yada yada. Okay, now I should be ready for iOS setup. So now I'm going to set up my iOS app, which is pretty fun. So we'll do the Xcode Gen way because I do like Xcode Gen. Using Xcode Gen. All right. Let's generate a subproject. Okay, cargo Xcode. That created this, which we're going to use later, which is lovely. And then generate the Xcode project for our iOS app. So this is where we vector iOS simple counter. Joink. Now we have this. And then in here, I'm going to make project.yaml. YAML. I can basically, except I don't want it to be called simple counter. I want it to be called resolve. This thing should be mostly good. No, this should be like Innocence Labs. That should simple counter. Deployment target should be 26. That should be resolves. Yeah. There's no more counter. Okay. Lovely. Now we have that, and now I can Xcode Gen. I think from in here, that actually worked, believe it or not. Create some UI and run the simulator, or on an iPhone. Okay. So then we copy this thing over into iOS resolve. We add a core.swift. So this kind of wraps our core, which is pretty cool actually. Just make sure. Okay, this should be called resolve. Resolve. Pretty cool. Okay, and then yada yada yada. I'll copy this over. And then I will copy this over. We did not spell Swift, right? Let's call this oh, what's this core? Observe object core.view. That's really cool. Core.update. And you pass into these things. That's so cool. And these events come from the shared type, which is really nice. Okay. Run Xcode gen again, and then open Xcode. And then I want to open a new one. This is now no longer in learning. This is in Resolve, right? Where's Resolve? No, active projects. Resolve. iOS. This guy. Okay, make sure we have the right target. Perfect. And then it has all these files for us. Let it finish indexing. And then, okay, it's building. See if this works. (109 out of 139). Couldn't I have just searched and replaced? I'm not sure what you're referring to at this point, but probably. Almost certainly. Oh, the counter to resolve? Yeah, probably. It's still ticking up. Now we're at 111. I don't know why it's taking so long. Ooh, it built. It built. What do you have to say about Xcode? Not too many good things. Not a fan of Xcode. I mean, it's not like it's like really bad. It's just that sometimes it kind of is. I really want to like it though. I just can't really. It does too much. There's too much magic. It tries to like create these Xcode project things that are just like impossible to reason about. So like the fact that there's like 5 tools out there that generate Xcode projects for you from like simple Swift packages means that Xcode projects are just too complicated. All right, so that should have worked. Increment, look, count is going up, decrement, reset. It just works. Just works. Very nice. Guys, you have to manually count your streak. Exactly. You just open this app every day that you do your thing, you just increment. Doink. Close the app. Open the app again. It resets. So you have to actually do it twice the next day. 3rd day, you got to do it 3 times. Pretty cool app. So we're going cross-platform now. I mean, it was always going to be cross-platform eventually, but no, it's still just going to be iOS to start. But this will make it be easier when we do decide to go to Kotlin and stuff to do that. This is very nice. Um, isn't there iOS Studio like Android? No, it's called Xcode. That's Apple's editor. It's this thing right here. Cool. That's really cool. So I wonder now. My next task, I guess, would be to like port. Wait, what's this generated? Who makes these comments? This file was auto-generated by some hot garbage in the Unify crate. Trust me, you don't want to mess with it. Ten out of 10 comments, I know, right? They all say it. That's so funny. Oh, not this one. Okay, so I guess those stay on, like, what I'm trying to decide what stays under version control here. Like, do I want to... Do I want to ignore these things? Is that like common practice with Xcode Gen? Generate price and remove your Xcode brush from Git. Yeah, so I guess we can just remove that from Git. Because this is just going to be auto-generated for us, which probably makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to ignore that. Let's do... Okay, now that. Probably the generated too? Yeah. Now those are both get ignored. I want everything here to be under control though, and then this too, obviously. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, so next up, I just will want to port some of this stuff over to here. So that'll be fun. So now our entire app is basically written in Rust and bundles into our mobile app. That's so cool. And then the UI obviously is still written in Swift, which is fantastic. And he just calls out to like core update, which is super cool. I want to open this in Xcode again and like mess with some of this. Like this guy here. Except for don't run the preview. Thank you. Don't run the preview. Editor only. Hey, Caleb. Good to see you again, man. Oh, cool. This all like works. So if I edit stuff in here, will it edit it over there? Like content view. Oh yeah, it copies over, which is wonderful. And if I delete it there, it deletes it there. Perfect. Okay. So this is actually that directory. Wait, you can run raw binaries on Android though, so why would you need a custom OS? Oh, that's a question for Kara. Okay, this is like seriously like everything I've ever wanted for native development. I just discovered today, and I'm like so happy. So happy. This is gonna make like development time just go so much faster. I don't have to write my own fen. Oh, this is so good. So good. I gotta write all my logic in Rust. I gotta have 100% native apps still. I am happy, happy. Very happy. All right, that seems like a good happy ending for the stream. So I'm gonna commit I feel like this is adding too much. What did I do? Oh no. This target needs to get ignored. Okay. That's better. Okay. Hello world Crux. Can I add a heart emoji here? Push that to master. Cool. So now I should have that's just too big. Okay. Should have resolve. Has all this cool stuff. Wow, look, we're now mostly a Swift project. Actually, I think we already were. Cool. Very happy with that. I feel like I want to change this though, because this is not right. Okay. I wonder also if I should transfer this over. I have an Innocence Labs. Oh well, it's okay. All right, cool. Thanks everybody for getting on, and I'll see you guys tomorrow if you're here. So, I was thinking about your series on low-level programming book follow-up. What do you mean by that? I'm still working on Lovely, the language. So, it's good. Thank you, William. You have a nice day. Goodbye, Kara. Heading into the office tomorrow, so probably won't make it to stream. Okay, no worries, Lane. Have fun writing Kotlin. And yeah, I'll see you on the Discord too if you're still around there. So I will end the stream now.